talk about the Lakers traveling to Sacramento tomorrow to take on the suddenly good Kings, right?
Yeah.
Luke Walton's team now 5-6. They signed veteran big man Tyson Chandler earlier this week. He made an immediate impact. Now, look, we've been talking all week about the speculation that Luke may be on the hot seat, the meeting he had with Magic Johnson. Richard, you and Luke are still very tight.
Maybe not after this.
Do you think that the expectations on Luke are unfair? You guys played together, roommates at Arizona.
Well, are they unfair? I think only if you ask Magic Johnson, right? Magic Johnson is the only person I think that is putting that type of pressure on him. I think the entire media and world is looking at the Lakers. So if Luke is doing a bad job, everyone's going to know. And I think that's why the criticism that Magic kind of put on him, people were quick to kind of jump to his defense. And not Laker fans are just like, wait a second, they struggle to shoot. That we knew that. You preached, get off to a slow start, and then 3 weeks later, you're contradicting yourself. And you look at it. In their first 10 games, they weren't favored they were only favored in 2 of their first 10 games, and they won 4, probably should have won 5 or 6 if they could make free throws.
Right. I mean, you were here the day that news came out about your old friend Magic Johnson. Do you think it's unfair?
Well, I don't think it's unfair. I mean, you're coaching the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the most famous NBA teams around. So there's going to be pressure, and especially when you get a guy like LeBron James as a free agent. The expectations grew tremendously. So you're in the West, you're playing against some of the toughest teams, but you've also caught a lot of those teams when they were on the downside, missing some players due to suspensions or injuries. So they haven't played the best basketball that they should be playing, and that's probably why Magic is a little worried right now. But, you know, it's still early in the season, and LeBron has a history of when he goes to a new team, it takes a little time for him to get started. But is it unfair for Luke? Yes, but you're coaching the Lakers.
This is what you get. If you're in Luke's position and the roster is what it is, what have you talked about with him about what you do from here on? You have the players you have.
Oh, yeah. It's not about complaining about the type of players you have. Like, you know, I don't speak to Luke that often during the season, so most of the stuff that I say is based off what I see.
Yeah.
They have a solid team, but they still have young players. They still need to improve their shooting. Getting Tyson Chandler and getting another big, you saw the immediate impact, but they're tops in the league in fast break points. They're tops in the league in points in the paint. They've actually improved their three-point shooting. But overall, as a team, this is not, even with the addition of LeBron James, you're like, oh, this team is a 6 or 7 seed. If you are a 6 or 7 seed, most of the time that means you're fighting all season long to get to that 6 or 7. You're not 3 or 4 and then drop. So I think Luke is doing a very good job considering it's young guys, best player in the world, and then journeyman in Rondo, JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson, Beasley. It's a kind of a hodgepodge group, but they do need to improve their defense, but I think that will come in time.
And I mean, the Kings have gotten off to a good start this season. Darren Fox looks like so much fun. We knew that he was going to be exciting, maybe not this exciting. It's a lot of fun to watch. Still, Scottie, you've got to think that the Lakers are supposed to go in and beat that team, right?
Yeah, you expect them to go in and beat that team. And I think the problem with the Lakers is more the inconsistency from their younger players. It's not about LeBron James. He's definitely brought the heat. He's brought his leadership and a lot to put this team going in the right direction. But it's the real inconsistency is with the young players. They have to play at a higher level, and they have to be held accountable for it.
And close games. We've seen them be very uneven at that.
Well, and the one thing about it is free throw shooting. Right. They don't have great free throw shooting. LeBron's missed 2 free throws down the stretch. You see games where you have, you know, Kuzma go 1 for 2. So in the past, teams that LeBron James played on, you had a Kyrie Irving that was a 90% free throw shooter, so he would just kind of be the closer, just put the game away. Kevin Love, Mike Miller, multiple guys over the course of his career. Bron is a good free throw shooter. He's not a great. He's not necessarily the guy that you want, and you saw that in the San Antonio game where he missed 2. Patty Mills hits that 1. If they hit that 3, they could foul. So even not being a great free throw shooting team down the stretch limits what you can do as a coach.
Absolutely. And you look at this upcoming schedule. There's winnable games, as you say, Scottie. There's games on there that they can win. We'll have to see how this balances out.